So here is an interesting story. This comes from NBC. It says Biden has talked with Obama about possible vice presidential pick, but that is not the interesting piece of this story. It says Biden told Georgia donors his nominee would have to be prepared to step into the top job immediately. So this is the big piece of information that we want to talk about. Now, it was actually reported that Joe Biden had already said, I'm only going to be a one-term president, so he's well aware of his lack of capabilities in terms of mental and physical health to be president of the United States. And so it says, speaking to over 70 Georgia donors on a fundraising call, Biden said he and Obama recently agreed that his vice presidential nominee must have the political experience to step in as president if he were unable to serve. The most important thing, and I've actually talked to Barack about this, the most important thing is that there has to be someone who, the day after they're picked, is prepared to be president of the United States of America if something happened. It says, the vetting process, which a campaign official described to NBC News as vigorous, will begin in a matter of weeks, he said. They have to be prepared. Once I pick someone, God willing, if I'm the nominee, that there's not going to be any snafu. Boy, imagine if there's like a Muslim candidate running and they said Inshallah. That would be pretty wild. But anyways, so he says, I have to pick someone if God forbid tomorrow, if I contracted what my son had or something like that, that the person is ready on day one to be president of the United States. I don't know if didn't his son die of like brain cancer? I don't know if contract is the right word to use there, but not to nitpick there. But anyways, the two big pieces of this, it's funny that he's speaking to Georgia donors as he can't even do a live stream because he went in hiding for about 6 days where he didn't show himself to the public. And he's doing like phone calls with these donors who are donating a bunch of money to his campaign. It's very telling. I mean, I don't know how else to put that, but it's very telling to me. And the other piece of this that's very crucial is the portion of how he knows that he's not going to be able to serve possibly even a full term. Obama knows that. Obama knows the lack of capability from Joe Biden, but what I think that they're all banking on is basically we don't want Bernie to get in. Biden is the only one who can take Bernie down. So even though he's mentally and physically compromised, let's put in Joe Biden, have a vice president in there that we like. And so in the case of Joe Biden being really unable to fit, we get somebody even better. We get someone like Kamala Harris, although I don't know who's better to them, a Joe Biden who they're controlling. Joe Biden is just their puppet right now, guys, because he's not there. Mentally, there's nothing home, right? There's nothing here. And so what is really happening is he's being controlled. That's what happens, once you get to that point. And so I don't know which one is better for them, a Joe Biden puppet or like a Kamala Harris or an Amy Klobuchar. Now, the names that are being floated, Stacey Abrams, Amy Klobuchar, Kamala Harris, those are some of the names that are currently being floated. I just saw a new report today. They're trying to take a couple of those people out to sort of cut down the field to have more options. But I'm sure any of those people would be more than happy to be vice president of the United States of America. So that's what's going on here. It's a pretty big story for sure. And Obama really made all of this stuff happen behind the scenes. He's the one who kind of set everything up and facilitated everything. So just keep in mind that Barack Obama's kind of the dude who's behind everything that has transpired really since the beginning of the election. But really he started making moves right before Super Tuesdays where he really jumped in.